I gave the Baltimore Ravens selection of Patrick Queen a solid B in real time on Thursday, the first night of the 2020 NFL Draft. I had him graded a little bit lower in the early portion of round two, only 1 year of high-level production. And for as good as he was in coverage, I would have liked to see more plays on the football. But he lands in a perfect situation in Baltimore. With all the horses they have up front, it really mimics the situation he had at LSU, a defensive line that kept him clean, kept blockers off him at the second level. He's twitchy, he's instinctive, he's a pretty sure tackler. And I love the fact that Baltimore went back to the linebacker well in the third round with Malik Harrison. He's a lot bigger than Patrick Queen, 6'3", 247. And at Ohio State, he predominantly played downhill and has the size and physicality to take on lead blockers. Another element to the defense that is going to allow Patrick Queen to really fill up the stat sheet as a rookie. Devin Duvernay is the player I believe picked outside of round one who has the best opportunity to make a Pro Bowl in Baltimore with the Ravens. He's a unique wide receiver in that he has a slot wide receiver build, not a huge catch radius, but he tracks the football amazingly and uniquely. Devin Duvernay is not quicker than he is fast. We know he has track speed. He ran sub 4.4 at the combine. I don't know how often he's going to create separation at the short to intermediate levels of the field, but he's going to be a true seam stretcher down the middle of the field for Lamar Jackson. They already have a ton of tight ends that they like to feature down the seam. Marquise Brown out of the slot is going to draw a safety in that direction. So don't be surprised if we don't see high volume from Devin Duvernay immediately, but in the next 2 or 3 seasons, he'll be a big play target because of his reliable hands, his speed, and the other complementary wide receivers and tight ends that Lamar Jackson has at his disposal. The best value pick for the Baltimore Ravens in the 2020 NFL Draft, James Proche, another wide receiver, similar body type to Devin Duvernay. Small, compact, almost looks like a running back when he's running his routes. Does not have great athleticism and is not going to burn down the field. But talk about catch radius, that Duvernay catches everything, but does not have a large area in which you can throw him the football. James Proche flashes Odell Beckham type ability to extend, really plays with reckless abandon when attacking the football. Truly a hands catcher. He is unafraid to go over the middle, extend near the sideline, make diving catches at any portion of the field. Very sure hands. There is some wiggle to his game as well. I think in the 6th round to get him that late maybe will not play a huge role as a rookie. By year 2, by year 3, I think his reliability, his steadiness, and just how he's a vacuum when the football is in his target area, he's going to ultimately be the best value selection that the Baltimore Ravens made in this draft. Broderick Washington was, to me, the biggest reach the Baltimore Ravens made in the 2020 NFL Draft. Only 2.5 sacks and 5.5 tackles for loss in his final season with the Red Raiders. I like his first step off the football, but I'm not sure he has the pass rush move arsenal to be a steady contributor early in his NFL career, and he's playing behind a ton of quality veterans on that Ravens defensive line. I think Baltimore could have gone in a different direction positionally, and there were better interior defensive linemen on the board when Baltimore picked Washington in the 5th round. Overall, I'm giving the Baltimore Ravens a solid B+ for their 2020 draft class, starting with the fit with Patrick Queen in round 1 and a few other prospects. J.K. Dobbins in round 2, great complementary piece, long-term solution at the running back spot in Greg Roman's power scheme. I think is a perfect fit. Justin Matabuke to learn from Derek Wolfe and Calais Campbell will be great for him. Doesn't have the best short area quickness, but is pretty explosive and has an NFL veteran amount of pass rushing moves in his toolbox right now. And lastly, Geno Stone, the safety from Iowa. The Ravens picked him in the 7th round. A bad combine probably plummeted his stock, but as most Iowa defensive backs are, very savvy in coverage, making plays in zone, reads the quarterback's eyes very quickly, understands route concepts near him and behind him, and because of his stocky frame, he holds up very well against the run. I think Eric DeCosta did a fantastic job addressing needs with the proper players at good value in this 2020 draft.